Well, hello there. It's at Senior Mash, talking rugby union, and big thanks to Carl Ferns for lighting up my weekend on social media. Well done, highlighting the importance of National League Rugby. And we're going to talk somewhat about National League Rugby on today's discussions. If you like what you're seeing, please do subscribe to my Substack account at Senior Mash, or alternatively, the guys at Talking Rugby Union let me use their YouTube channel and their Facebook. Big thanks to them, but give them a like. It really helps them promote National League Rugby. And National League Rugby is incredibly important. So, what I've seen this week, the 12th week of this discussion, well, rugby on TV, Austin Healey may be right. Why do I say that? Well, good discussion points during the England-Japan game, and I really felt that he was on the money, most comments that he was making, and there was a lot more constructive dialogue from Austin this week, and I do think that when he discusses rugby in that vein, he can really contribute to the viewing experience of rugby union. So well done, Austin. On social media, I think Marcus Smith became quite a good talking point. People concerned that can Marcus Smith exist as a fly half? Of course he can. He's world class. He plays at fly half for Harlequins and for England. But what the Finn Smith on the bench allows is it allows Marcus Smith to drop back, opens the game up, and really gives England that second receiver, third receiver. Very positive. He sees space. He's got great peripheral vision and he uses it. Finn Smith, going to make it really, really impressive. The two can coexist. Not necessarily playing alongside each other at fly half and centre like previous managers have tried with Farrell and Ford, Farrell and Smith. No, I think there's a place for this, and it's good that Borthwick's on side and experimenting. For me, I just loved the National League Rugby news this week, and what I've got to say is that Chris Heel is doing so much work in promoting National League Rugby show, through Talking Rugby Union, talking to the clubs, whether it's the management, whether it's the coaches, whether it's the players, absolutely on top of everything that's happening in National League Rugby and giving National League Rugby a voice. And that's so important. Get on board, get down to your local club, enjoy National League Rugby. It's all across England. I guess the furthest north team would be Tyndale. Yeah, I would think so. And you can probably get all the way down to Plymouth. It is across the country. It does mean that when the English weather hits, some games do get cancelled, but they get swiftly rearranged. Well done to National League Rugby's administrators for facilitating such quick decisions. Back to Carl Ferns. Wow. Those tweets, or X's, I'm not sure. Anyway, really made me smile all weekend, and so good to see a character in the game making great observations, great supporting discussion about National League Rugby. So Tyndale and Hull Ionians, you'll have enjoyed it this weekend. And it looks like it was a pretty close game from what I could see. And Rotherham, promoted from National to North last year. Harvey Bijan at the helm, doing some really interesting things. I was actually quite surprised how close Sedgley Park ran Rotherham the other week, and that's credit to the Sedgley Park team. They're one of my favourites. But this weekend, Rotherham were taking on Rams, who have been quite superb this season, in my opinion, and they got the win at home. So well done, Rotherham. It's going to make it interesting at the top of National 1. And come on, Sedgley Park, get a move on. I'm not going to be able to enjoy my rugby if you're sat in the bottom of the 3. Come on, let's turn some of these close games into victories in the second half of the season. What more can I say? England continue to entertain me. They may have lost against South Africa and New Zealand and Australia, but I've actually enjoyed watching them. And I fell out of love with the way they were playing for quite some time. So, well done. Keep it going, and nice to have a win. As I mentioned earlier, Austin Healy, very constructive in his commentary. Thought his observations about the defence well worth listening to. Close but not close enough would be my impression. Austin's a little more critical. He's talking about, for the Six Nations, abandoning this system. Borthwick, what are you going to do? Let's watch and we'll see. And, the resurgent Wallabies, I talked about them last week, and what did they go and do? They stutter. Maybe it was the snow on Thursday and Friday up in Scotland that put them off. I'm not sure. They weren't quite as fluid. And I think Steve Tandy's defence system had been well worked for the last week. And I think the Scots team were far better prepared to face Wallabies than England and Wales had been. But come on, Joe Smith, let's keep that Wallabies resurgence going. And come on, I'm promoting it again. National League Rugby. Get to games, please. Results. England-Japan entertained me. I actually quite enjoyed the 2 tries that Japan got through. Well worked. I liked to see Scotland win against Australia, but I do think the Scots benefited from having watched the Wallabies against England and Wales, and fair dues to Gregor Townsend and his coaching team. They made sure that they were in an excellent position to beat the Wallabies, and they did just that. Lim continue to impress in National 2. I think that's 11 victories on the trot now. Becoming a fortress down at Lim. It's interesting times, and I think if they can keep that momentum going, they're gonna record a great season. So well done to all the connections down at Lim Rugby Club. My favourite, Sedgley Park, went down to Richmond. Long journey down there. And then they went down to Richmond. Come on, Sedge, get out of that bottom 3. You're good enough to. Going to take some work, but you've got it in you. And hoping to catch up on a few games around the Christmas break. And mentioned Rotherham earlier. That's a great win against Rams. Rams have been clinical all season, and I think Rotherham taking that win, that'll give them fresh impetus at the top. Don't think Rams will stutter many more times this season. So Richmond, Rams and Rotherham, the 3 R's at the top of National 1. Wow. And rugby does have stars, as I mentioned before, and they create magic moments. And Erin King for Ireland and Antoine Dupont, absolutely delighted for the 2 of them. And Erin King writes her name in the history books as she becomes the first Irish woman to win an individual award. Amazing. And I'll touch on Irish women's rugby in a moment. Antoine Dupont, I think so much of you. I really think you are a complete rugby player, and keep it going. You're the reason that kids will play rugby, male or female. You're the reason. So well done on winning the awards. So back in 2016, 2017, Irish women's rugby was trying very hard to get recognition for all the women that had played for Ireland up until that point but never awarded caps. So they organised a game against an England All-Stars, and the likes of Rosie Foley, Siobhan Donovan made great efforts to put this together. Talking Rugby Union were fortunate to be a shirt sponsor. It was a great occasion, and it really started making the administrators in Irish rugby sit up and think about the women's game. And as we've just seen, for Erin King to get this award, if you think where they were 2016, 2017, that's one hell of an achievement. So well done, all the women who have played for Ireland in the past, are playing now, and are going to play in the future. Brilliant. Social media, there he is, Carl Ferns in the changing room. And one of the freelance journalists that writes for Talking Rugby Union just did a tweet, the best rugby photo shoot of all time. I really, really appreciated that. So if you get a chance, do take a look at Francisco on Twitter. There we have Chris Heal's opinion of the Rotherham victory and the Richmond victory at Sedge, or against Sedge, I should say. Next up, Richmond visit Rams on December the 6th. Got to be a good one. Have no doubt we'll be talking about it here. And if you do like what you're seeing and you do like what you're hearing, give us a thumbs up, put a comment, give us a like, subscribe. We really appreciate it. We'll do anything we can to develop rugby union in this world. It's so important in our opinion. And National League Rugby, you're going to get our support. And there we go. Lim have won 11 from 11. And 9 points clear at the top. So, Asha Apoko Fojour, I was watching him play against Wharfdale in National 2 North for Sedgley Park 2 years ago. Wow, there he is, running on. England cap. Oh, the smile. God, I love him. You know, impressive. And for me, as always, National League Rugby is synonymous with Talking Rugby Union. Talking Rugby Union have been attempting to showcase National League Rugby for the best part of 14 years now. And if you go on the Talking Rugby Union website, there is some superb archives. You will absolutely love some of the archive coverage. There's a great interview pitch side between Johnny Matthews, Glasgow and Scotland, Johnny Matthews, after a game, I think it was Macclesfield, Sedgley Park, and he had mud in his eyes and had a very important line out, and the question is about, could you actually see where you were throwing? His answer is just pure class. So there's great archives on there. Just take a look. Give them a like. Follow them. They're well worth it. So we finished this week, and it's predominantly talked about National League Rugby. I think that's important. I hope you're enjoying what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to give that different angle, slightly different lens. Enjoy it. Big thanks to Talking Rugby Union as ever. National League Rugby. Thanks for allowing me to use some of your content, and we'll see you next time.